Oh my god!
You have to do it.
I'm not that confident as those uncles.
And they're on another level.
Hi, my name is Dio.
Hi, my name is Cici.
Hi, my name is Witabiso, also known as Boita.
Hi, my name's Stacy.
And all right,
Let's
so
go.
we begin, right?
Yeah.
First question. Do you exclusively date expats? Why? I feel like I should direct this question to Boita. Yeah. And then, so,
I've previously I have mainly dated expats. I've gone on a few dates with the locals, but I think some of the more long-lasting relationships have been with expats. I found that it's a lot easier. It's of course we are all coming from different countries and our cultures are different, but I found that it's slightly easier. We all have so much more in common being in Beijing as expats. With locals, I have found that it's a very interesting journey. Many of them are doing it to experiment with being with a foreign woman or men. So I found that being with other expats has just been a lot easier. And also just with interactions, I spend a lot of my time more around expats than I do with locals. So it's just easier that way.
okay,
Yeah.
makes sense.
What about you?
Smart move.
Really smart. I would say not exclusively.
Okay.
I mean, I've dated both experts and locals. So but like you said, for something in the long run and to have that mutual, should I say, connection, and something that get along with and everything, so it's easier, with a fellow expert because you have lots of things to talk about. You share the same probably life experience and what you're going through in Beijing. It's so easy to to interact with an expert and to feel safe with that person. So yeah. That's that for me.
Cici, what about you? You live in a foreign country in UK.
Yeah, well, I'm actually married, but when I was single, I think more than half of my life, I have lived as an expat. The same reason I feel like if when I was dating, if I date with an expat, I feel people have something in common, sharing similar values and easier to build a rapport.
Right.
I'm not to be left out. What about you?
It's really balancing it. I think I would agree with what you guys have talked about. I think language would be a big factor for me because I've personally spent 4 years abroad and having that international experience, I would want to spend more time with someone who would kind of understand that and understand why I would want a burrito occasionally rather than just rice. Right. So I think language is a very important factor in that sense. So I don't really emphasize on the people per se.
Okay.
What are your 3 cheeses pickup lines in a Beijing bikini? Or take a shot?
The choice is yours.
What are you going to do?
No.
It has to be.
You have to. You know the Beijing bikini.
No, yeah.
What is the Beijing bikini?
It's men put their t-shirt up, showing their bellies.
You know, in the summer when you see the uncles in the hutongs with their
without shirt at all.
Without shirt or.
Or with
That's
their
called
bellies
Beijing
rolled
bikini?
up. Yeah.
That's so funny. Learning something new today.
Oh, dinner.
You should. You can always take a drink.
She's lying in a Beijing bikini. Oh, okay. Today's hot. You're hot.
Big.
In a Beijing bikini.
Oh my god!
You have to do it.
Rose, I'm not that confident as those uncles.
And they're on another level.
They are. Well, they just rolled out their
What's up, man?
Hey,
It has to be 3.
Yeah.
hey, what's up? You're hot. You're hot.
That's what. Beijing bikini lady.
Yeah.
Bikini
Not seeing the Beijing bikini.
Hey, work out.
Okay.
I'm like, what is this man saying to me or this woman?
I work out.
They don't work out, do they?
Look at
Look at my.
my abs.
She's trying so hard not to take a shot.
Yeah. It's like I would rather not take a shot.
That's not even a pickup line.
Exactly, right?
You
Like
have
me.
not even done one
I'm
pickup.
an old man.
Not even. I'm sure you've heard one like, "Hey girl, are you tired? Because you've been running through my mind."
Oh, dude.
That's actually a really good
Wait, I
one.
just write that down. Say, come again.
But
Nah.
that's not related to the Beijing bikini.
No, I would just have to roll my top up, but no.
I mean, whatever cheesiest pick-up line you've had. I mean, guys have hit on you before. I mean, or if you can think of something.
You can just have a shot. There we go.
Is that considered a shot?
She tried the bikini.
She tried the
tried the
bikini.
bikini. Okay.
We'll give it that.
All right.
I said my turn.
Do you want to try this?
No, I'm good. It's okay.
All right.
All right. What shocked you the most about Chinese dating life? I think Daisy, you've lived abroad and obviously here. So what shocked you the most about Chinese dating life?
Ooh, that's a hard question. And I don't know if this is gonna be the most, but just speaking from my experience, I think a lot of people would see Chinese culture or East Asian culture as, family oriented, and there's a bar on age of when to get married and when to have kids, and most of the time the pressure would kind of come from the parents. But from my experience, I think people still around my age, at least, they still want to pursue true love, quote unquote, outside of that mission to get married at a certain point or to have kids, to continue the family, they still want happiness, but it's very hard to kind of balance that with, working really hard and can't have the life they want yet in big cities. And a lot of people don't have the going out culture. When they say like, oh, I want to hang out with you, it probably just means have meal together and go home. Not to go to, Hohai or go to Gongti to have a fun night together. So the chances for them for things to, go from friendship or acquaintance to romance can take a lot slower than I think what I've witnessed elsewhere. Exactly, yes.
Okay, so like to you, it's much slower in the Chinese dating life compared to where you've been before?
I think so, yes. And I think the conversations can vary too. Usually, not that I lived a crazy life abroad, but it's okay.
We're not judging, no judgment.
Yeah. This is a safe space.
No, but like even that, I kind of spend the night with someone, talked, and things can escalate fast, and there's no moral judgment. But then here in China, I think people still have that fence in the very beginning, and they want to get to know, how's your family like? How much money do you kind of earn?
Oh yeah, we know that one.
Yeah,
What
that
job
one.
do you kind of have?
yeah.
To make sure you're a decent person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like there's this funny video I saw like long ago.
Yeah.
I think maybe you must have seen it. So I think the guy was with the lady on a date with her parents.
Yeah.
So initially he was just dressed like casually. Then the parents like judging like, what do you do? And blah 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 blah. So next thing I think he coughed. No, when he was about to pay.
Right.
Then he took out the black card or something like that, and the parents like, oh.
Ooh, we like this guy.
And yeah, exactly. Then he took out his car keys. Like,
Yeah.
oh. go. Then I think 2 hours is Huko, and it was like Beijing.
Oh my God, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
You just
That's
moved that.
something.
You
Exactly.
just went up
Just
this
went
ladder,
up in
yeah.
Beijing, Huko,
Wow.
and
Oh,
everything.
then you're the one.
Exactly. So I think what she said, you're right about like.
Interesting.
True.
Very pragmatic.
But then
Yeah.
that was like it was a funny clip. So I didn't really take it serious because
Right.
I mean just for comedy.
But it is true.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah, to a lot. It's actually very true.
Okay.
One of the things, I'm going to answer this. Can I answer? Okay.
Okay.
So one of the things that surprised me, this is very cute and small and like it's not much of a big deal. I remember my first summer in Beijing and just experiencing a lot of couples wearing, you know, those matchy tops.
T-shirts, matching shoes, matching hats, matching backpacks.
I did not expect that. I remember seeing that and thinking, what is this? What do we call this? Is it a thing? And one of the other things was I remember visiting a very close friend of mine who's local, going to her hometown for Chinese New Year. And the first night we arrived, her mom came to her and said, oh, tomorrow morning, wake up at 6 o'clock, get ready, we are going, you have a date ready for you. And she was like, wait, what? Not this again.
Oh.
And so she didn't want to go, but she said, okay, if you really want me to go to this, Boita has to come as well. And the mom was like, what do you mean? This is your date. Why do you want your friend to come? And she was like, well, I'm not going then. And the mom was like, okay, fine, she can go. And we went to this date, but guess what? It was not just the three of us. It was myself, my friend, the mom, the brother, the guy's brother, the guy.
The whole
And we were all
family.
sitting at the table. They were not even talking to each other. The families, like the elders were talking to one another and they were, oh, so where does he live? How much does he earn?
Whoa.
And it was such an interesting thing for me. I'd never experienced anything like that. And I was tweeting it the whole time it was happening. Oh, this is what we're doing now. This is what, yeah, I was being a reporter. So I think as much as you were saying that things can go at quite a slow pace, they can also escalate quite quickly in that regard,
Yeah.
especially when there's pressure for the girl to get married.
Yeah, the
Because-
family gets involved.
Right, they get super involved.
It's a really well.
Yeah. That's surprising. Like 6 a.m. you're going on a date.
Oh yes, they were like,
And it wasn't
get
a
up,
date, like,
get ready.
That's like the setup, you know, like
Absolutely,
Whoa.
very arranged.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
No comments on that. Like I mean, I'm mind blown.
Yeah.
What about you? Want to give me a take on that?
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I actually no, I don't have I don't
Yeah.
have a really
It's okay.
dating
Okay.
life as an adult in
In China.
yeah.
Oh, all right. I already know what this is for. This is for Sissy. Ready?
Yeah.
Are you dating for marriage or for fun? Or could be everyone, actually.
Yeah.
Depends where you are, like in life.
Sis,
Oh well, I mean I'm married.
Yeah.
I don't be dating.
He's married.
She's married already.
Yeah.
Maybe for fun, but no.
When you
no.
start,
When you dated your husband,
yeah, where you
boyfriend
dated
then,
for that.
did you see marriage coming?
Oh, was it like 6 a.m.? Yeah,
No.
Family's there.
Well, like for me, when I was a single, like I'm a really kinesthetic person. Like I like to be with people, and I'm also a very extrovert person. So I like to with a person. So for me, not for marriage per se, but I want to be with someone that can accept who I am. But when you're older, then you feel like, oh yeah, like maybe it's time to have someone that's more serious.
Right.
Like I prefer longer, like meaningful, and long-term relationship than just fun. That's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going anti-clockwise. So you next.
Oh, I'm next. So I've never had dreams and fantasies about getting married ever.
That's
So
surprising.
every single time, every single time I've dated someone, I've always made it very clear to them that I'm not interested in getting married. That's something I've said beforehand, so that they know and they lower their expectations and always know they can never try to convince me otherwise. But it has also been, I think growing up, I've also been realistic in a sense that I've seen how people grow and there's pressure for them to get married and then they change their minds. But also I've seen how people meet that one person and they feel like, oh, I think I could get married to this guy, even though it was never their life plan. So for me, it's not important to me. Getting married it does nothing for my ego, for my security, for my confidence. It does nothing, absolutely nothing. But if I always said that if I ever get married, it would be because of practical reasons. If chances are I'll probably be in a relationship with someone who's not from South Africa. So if traveling is going to be easier for us if we get married, then let's get married. If buying a house is going to be a lot easier if we get married, then let's get married. But I don't put it like right at the top of my hierarchy of things that I need to do in life.
So you mean like marriage as an institution, right? Not marriage as the fact of settling down with someone.
No. Yeah, of course I want a life partner.
Okay,
I love that.
So the whole institution of the whole...
just the institution, of it. It goes back to just a lot of facts that affect why I see it the way I do. But I do want a life partner. And I've always said not wanting to get married does not always mean you want to live this promiscuous lifestyle, which is what people think, right?
It's just like the whole institution of marriage. So it's in its way flawed, but I mean it's everyone has different angle for that. So
of
like
course.
you said, if it's gonna make maybe if you have a kid with the person, if it's gonna make that easier, then you can finally get married. If it's gonna make traveling easier, buying a house or something like that, then
pretty much.
Yeah, like sorry, just to add on top of that, and I really like I wish I had that mentality when I was younger, but
don't say that your husband's gonna watch this.
She's joking.
She's joking. It's a joke. It's for this show.
Where I am in my life, like I see, like I have a Chinese friends. They're single, like are really successful in their career. And then also I think for female, when you're reaching certain level of career, their selection of pool for husband is really, really small.
It shrinks.
Right? And then like someone matching the, kind of, I don't know, social status or intellectual interactions with that person or just, and the person actually available still, right? Yeah. So it's like, but then I feel like, and I also have friends that who are married and stay in the marriage for the wrong reasons.
Right.
Maybe they have children and this and that, or they haven't worked for how many years, and then they feel like scared to leave, even though the marriage is not
working.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like going forward, like in the future in our society, like the marriage concept is, like isn't that important anymore. And I always tell my single friends, like for instance, in their 30s, they're so desperately wanting to find the person and get married. Settle it down. I was like, marriage is not a measurement of your happiness. Having children is definitely not a measurement of your happiness. You can be happy and then be content by yourself or with another person, but just the concept, I need to settle down, marry someone, like really. Once you get there, if you're chosen the wrong person, you realize
it's something else.
Yeah,
absolutely. Daisy, what do you think?
Yeah. Interesting. I feel like it's like everything is like making me rethink why I've always thought about dating for marriage for the longest time ever. Because for me, sort of getting into a relationship with someone kind of means we're building trust in a way. So for me, I feel like the happiest end place for that trust is marriage, in a sense. That's what I think. But I feel like a lot of your answers make me rethink that. It's like, well, we still have that trust in marriage because marriage could be very different. But I think kind of the beauty of relying on each other in a relationship, for me, that's kind of the perk. And if marriage is going to sustain that, then yes. That's and I feel like if me and my partner don't have the mutual agreement of being vulnerable to each other, trusting each other, just to kind of have some fun in the beginning, then that could, I feel like at some point, one set of us is going to feel that I've invested too much and not you in return.
Yeah, how about you?
Are you getting married soon? Should we buy outfits?
Let's see. Oh, which one can we spot? Can I take a shot?
Please do. Go ahead.
Wow, I didn't know this question would be dangerous.
For myself, obviously, I think everyone at one stage of your life you did for fun. Then when you know, okay, like I'm not getting old, I'm not getting younger anymore. Then you start re-evaluating everything. Then you start getting more serious, and you start having that wanting to settle somewhere and stop hopping around, like being in career and relationship. And so for me, like the whole marriage institution, like you said, it's flawed in its way. It's just it can get tricky. It's like you're signing an agreement with someone and you're not sure what's gonna happen tomorrow. So like I mean, but I'm not against the whole marriage, and I'm not totally for it, but I'm up for
anything. I think just to wrap this part up, wrap it up. Yes. Which is why it's so important for people to understand that marriage is not, there's no blueprint for marriage, right? So you do whatever works for you and your partner. If living apart is what works for you, do it. If being together 24/7 is what works for you, go ahead and do it. So I think there's always been this idea that there's this blueprint. This is what marriage is supposed to look like and what it should be. And it doesn't work for everybody, which is why they end up failing in the first place.
And also marriage is not a guarantee.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yes, of course. Very experienced.
Marriage is hard work.
Who's next?